Hello friends, Those Back Pages here. I hope you're well. Tonight's episode is a response for Ray from Philly. It's time for the 2019 Baseball Card Hall of Fame, YouTube Hall of Fame, for baseball cards. So I'll put a link in the description for Ray's channel. He started this up in 2018, and I did a video response for that. It's episode 6, if in case you want to go way back and take a look at it. Almost a year ago to the day that I did that video. And I'm proud to say I nominated 10 cards and 7 of them got in. So pretty happy about that. So, here's the 10 I'm nominating for this year's Hall of Fame ballot. Now, the cards I'm picking, you don't need visual presentations for these cards, because I feel that part of the reason that these cards should be nominated for the Hall of Fame is because you know what they are. You know? These are, in the world of baseball card collecting, these are must-own cards. I mean, they just are. You put your feelings about the players, put that aside, and remember, it's the cards. It's the baseball cards. So obviously, depending on your age, some of these will bring up some fond memories. Some of these are unattainable to this day, or vice versa. They are iconic cards. So here we go. The 3 from last year's ballot that I'll nominate again this year's ballot, and future ballots until they're in the Hall of Fame, because 2 of them you can't argue that belong. 1 you could argue, I suppose, but I'm going to nominate it anyway. The first one is in 1955 Topps Roberto Clemente. Oh, and another thing, this whole list is rookie cards. Just because it's my ballot, I love rookie cards. So yeah, it's a 55 Topps Clemente. Don't really need to speak on that one. Next one from last year's ballot, 1975 Topps George Brett. And lastly, from last year's ballot, the 2011 Topps Update Mike Trout. I think Ed was the other person that voted for that card last year. And financial things aside, last year you probably could have picked one up. After watching my video last year, it was probably in the $300 range. That card's currently triple that now, I believe. Not 100% sure on that. I haven't looked at it. But it wouldn't surprise me the way things have been going. Alright. So that leaves me 7 more spots. So here we go. These are in chronological order. From the 1963 Topps set, I nominate Pete Rose. The Pete Rose rookie. Just because it's Pete Rose rookie. So, for the same reasons everyone back in the day, I want a Ryan rookie, you also wanted a Rose rookie. Next up, from the 1982 Topps Traded set, Cal Ripken Jr. Although 1982 was the second box set, you could say, the 74 and the 76 also had Topps Traded, but those don't really count. 81 is when Topps started issuing box traded set. And 81 had Fernando and and Tim Raines. But they, you know, growing up, Fernando Mania was huge, but that faded. But the 82 set with Ripken, that was really, out of the gate, that was a fairly expensive card. I don't remember. I was a young boy when that came out. But it was expensive. And, you know, it ushered in pretty much what we see popular now. I mean, if you look at the Topps Heritage release and the action insert, it's not a parallel insert, but you know, Aaron Judge, his action is very large. Cunha is very large. I mean, that you get the point. I mean, that the taking of more so Judge, because Judge's Heritage rookie is with Tyler Austin, I believe. It's a dual rookie, and then Judge is by himself in the action variation. So that applies to, you know, like the 82 Ripken Topps regulars with two other players, and then the traded has him by himself. So besides the fact that, you know, it's an iconic Ripken card, really showed that, you know, they could have an updated version either later on or as a variation. So that's the Ripken. Next up, from 84 Donruss, Don Mattingly. Again, this is a card that really needs no explanation. Following that card is the 84 Fleer Update Roger Clemens. 84 Fleer Update was expensive from day one. I was 13 when that set came out. I can't remember exactly what the sets went for, but they were expensive. I could not afford one as a 13-year-old. I did buy the Topps Traded. They came out roughly the same time. I bought a Topps Traded for $10 when they came out. And that's, you know, I had to go to it, and I was happy as a Met fan. But it didn't have Puckett or Clemens. So yes, the 84 Fleer Update Roger Clemens gets my nod this year. Next up, from 85 Topps, 401. That's right, 85 Topps, 401, Mark McGwire. The 401 made famous by our own Nate. But the card on its own, quite famous. And kind of, along with him and Sosa, kind of when they brought baseball back from the dead age strike era, that card took off. So I nominate that card for the Hall of Fame. Next up, from 1986 Donruss, Jose Canseco. Again, I mean, now, you know, it's a punchline. It's however you may feel about Canseco, but the 86 Donruss Canseco, which has actually taken a bump recently in Gem Mint form, PSA 10 form. So it's an iconic card, and I feel that belongs in the Hall of Fame, so that is getting my nomination. Finally, for this year's ballot, from the 1990 Leaf set, Frank Thomas. 1990 Leaf was a revolutionary set. It was, you know, the year prior saw 89 Upper Deck change the game, but 90 Leaf trumped 89 Donruss big time. It was expensive. Had the super foil packs. Card quality was just outstanding. The 89 Upper Deck card quality is not very good. But 90 Leaf, 90 Leaf. If you were around back then, you know what I'm talking about. 1990 Leaf. So there you have it. there's my 10 for this year's 2019 YouTube Baseball Card Hall of Fame for Ray from Philly's contest, not a contest, but his ongoings that he started last year. So there you have it. Clemente, Brett, Trout, Rose, Ripken, Mattingly, Clemens, McGuire, Canseco, and Frank Thomas. As always, guys, you matter. I appreciate each and every one of you. Always learning. Keep learning. Most importantly, share your knowledge. And keep collecting.